Down here, beneath the floorboards, sits a sprawling, highly detailed metropolis. But right now, it is completely dark, dead quiet, and waiting. Below the miniature pavement, the environment changes. We drop down into a damp, subterranean grotto to find a custom-engineered turbine sitting completely motionless in the dark. Enter our chief engineer, a very busy hamster, currently navigating a path of wet, moss-covered stones deep inside this cavern. The entire system relies on a massive reservoir of gravity-fed water poised right above him. Millions of droplets are primed and restrained, waiting for a specific biological trigger to release them. This diagram illustrates the risk inherent in the system. This red volume is the stored water. If the hamster breaches the wrong wall, the dotted line shows how the water bypasses the turbine, flooding the grotto and ending the experiment. This is a test of using predictable animal curiosity to trigger a mechanical sequence and generate electricity for the city above. Our engineer makes his way through the complex terrain, climbing over miniature boulders and heading straight for the primary floodgate control area. This animated blueprint shows the floodgate's mechanics: a primary lever, a central pivot point, and heavy counterweights securing the gate against water pressure. The lever is precisely calibrated for a small rodent's exact weight and instinctive pulling behavior. Too light, and counterweights hold. Right on cue, our subject climbs up to investigate the wooden structures. He sniffs the frame and steps his front paws directly onto the mechanism. He shifts forward to inspect a piece of moss, pressing down. The lever gives way. That single instinctive physical maneuver provides the exact mechanical activation required to release the gates. The heavy wooden gates crack open. Instantly, the restrained reservoir empties, sending a surge of water plunging down into the darkness. This graphic tracks the water's downward flow. Confined by narrow walls, it rapidly gains speed, impacting the microturbine. This triggers kinetic energy conversion. The cascading water's weight forces the generator's blades to spin a magnetic core, instantly converting mechanical rotation into raw electrical current. And our engineer? He's found a dry, moss-covered ledge high above the flood zone, calmly watching the water roaring past his feet. The microdam holds steady. Careful structural engineering successfully channels a potentially destructive wave of water into a focused, harnessed source of power. Down in the dark, the newly generated electrical current is now actively surging out of the underground room, racing toward the surface. This wireframe illustrates the pathway. The glowing yellow pulses represent the electricity traveling upward, tightly constrained within a complex network of micro-copper wiring until it reaches the surface. And then, the payoff. The dormant miniature metropolis abruptly flickers to life in an explosion of vibrant, glowing neon. Tiny urban storefronts power up their display windows. Glowing billboards cast light onto the miniature pavement, and the bright windows of the skyscrapers are suddenly fully operational. The physics here mirror the systems used in large-scale dams. It demonstrates that the relationship between water pressure and rotational energy remains consistent, even when shrunk down to this miniature scale. Looking out over the edge of the sprawling, brightly glowing cityscape, our tiny engineer stops to enjoy a well-earned snack. The glowing neon city and a spinning turbine are proof of concept. It demonstrates how precise microengineering can channel natural rodent behavior into a functional power source for this miniature world.